Well, hello my friends, and welcome back to another episode of the Euro Cooking Connect. Thanks so much for joining me once again. On today's segment of Memories of Macedonia, I'm going to blow your mind. Guys, what we're making today is incredible. It tastes incredible, it looks incredible, and you're going to love it. What we're making is torta or meso. Basically what that is a meat pie. Guys, it's not like the meat pies that you would think of that we find in the UK or in North America. This is literally a meat cake. So guys, stay tuned. Let's get in my kitchen and make this awesome torta or meso. Aide. Hey everyone, welcome to the kitchen countertop. What I have in this bowl is a kilo of pork and lean beef mixture, to which now I'm going to go ahead and do is on the large holes of your box grater, I'm going to grate in some onion. It's a whole onion. All the amounts will be below in the description bar. Keep grating your onion, and I'll show you what I put in next. Using a microplane or a small grater, go ahead now and do the same thing with garlic. Add in some hot chili pepper flakes or bugovet biber. Use your favorite. And the taste is up to you how spicy you like it or not. I'm going to add a little bit of mixed spice or Vegeta, which is found in most large grocery stores. It is salty, so go a little low with it in the beginning. I shall put the amounts I put in below. Smoky paprika. Cracked black pepper. A touch of sea salt, about a teaspoon, guys. And then I'll show you what I go ahead and add next. I have here 9 good-sized white mushrooms. Guys, I'm using mushrooms. Instead, what you can do is you can grate in 2 potatoes if you prefer. I'm just going to take the woodsy end off of my washed mushrooms, and I'm going to go ahead and just give them a pretty rough dice. It doesn't have to be perfect, and they don't have to be minced. So I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of my mushrooms and add them to my mixture. Just giving my mushrooms the once over. And at this point, if you would like, optionally, you can also grate in 2 carrots. It's up to you. Guys, I know like the mushrooms look like a lot, because it is really, but don't forget, mushrooms shrink considerably once they're cooked. They're so creamy and lovely tasting. Add them to your mixture. Finely mince parsley and begin adding it to your mixture. We have fresh onion, fresh garlic. Now I'm going to add just a little bit of onion powder and just a little bit of garlic granules. Go ahead now and add your eggs. Now the best way to do this, guys, is with your hand. Get right in there and start mixing. Now that you started mixing your mixture up, you know how moist it is and then how much breadcrumb to add. I'm going to start with a couple of tablespoons and I'll see where I end up. It also depends on your weather as well, guys, and how moist your meat is. So I'm going to go ahead and mix this up and then I'll bring you back. For me, that was the exact amount of breadcrumbs I needed to get the texture I want. Basically, you want to be able to form it somewhat, and it doesn't fall apart on you, but it's still moist. So at this point, guys, what we're going to do is eyeballing it, and using your hand, divide the meat mixture into two. We'll set this aside in the fridge to marinate for a bit, and I'll be right back and show you how we go ahead assembling it. Hi guys, what I have here are some green and red hot peppers. If you do not like hot, you can use sweet. Now, if your peppers are small like mine are, you're obviously going to use a bit more. If they're bigger, you can get away with 3 each if they're quite large. You're going to want to just go ahead and slice these on the bias, like so. If you like, you can discard the seeds inside by running them under some cold water and using a small knife to take them out. Go ahead and prep both of your red and green peppers on the bias so you get slivers like so. Alternatively, if you want to remove the seeds, you can cut the top off, slip the pepper down the center carefully, open it up, and remove the seeds and the ribs. Alright guys, now that I have my peppers slivered on the bias, I'm going to go ahead now and start slicing some tomatoes. Just remove the top and simply go ahead and cut into about 1/2 inch slices. Continue with all of your tomatoes. Now my tomatoes are sliced. I have here some sliced black olives. Put everything aside until assembly. Guys, let's get to it. Alright guys, what I have here in my tava is just a very light coat of vegetable oil in which I've greased the sides and the bottom. If you prefer, you can use some parchment paper. Whichever baking dish you decide to use, I would suggest a round one just because it's easier to assemble. However, you can do this in any shape you want. Right, now we have our meat here that we've divided. So what we're going to go ahead now and do is take out half, and spread that all around the bottom of your tava or your baking dish. Making sure that it's even depth or thickness all the way around. Then what you're going to go ahead and do is add your red peppers. Go ahead and add your tomatoes. Then your green peppers. And some of the olives. Half of the olives that you have reserved, guys. And then I'll show you what we do next. Now I'm going to go ahead and add just a little bit of sea salt on top of my tomatoes and peppers. Black pepper. What I have here, guys, is grated cascabel cheese. If you cannot find or you cannot get cascabel cheese where you live, you can go ahead and use any sheep's or goat's cheese, hard cheese that you can grate. I'm going to go ahead and add half on top. You see where this is going, guys? Now go ahead and add the other half of your meat. And spread that around. Then we're going to continue placing our red peppers, our tomatoes, green peppers. You can break them if you need to, guys. The rest of our olives. And then, of course, you're going to add more cascabel on top. And I'll bring you back and show what I do next. Alright guys, so it's time to put our meat torta in the oven. What I'm going to do first is just add a very small amount of water to my taba on the sides. If you use potatoes, you'll probably use about 10 mils of water. Because we have mushrooms, they have more water, so I don't need to add that much. Then what I'm going to do is cover my casserole dish with some tin foil. I'm going to bake at 200 Celsius for 30 minutes. We're going to take it out and take off the tin foil, and I'll show you what we do then. Alright gang, we're back. It's been actually about 45 minutes. Every oven temperature is different, but what you want to look for is that the meat's starting to cook, the vegetables are starting to get soft, and the cheese starting mostly to melt. There is still some liquid in the side that was bubbling when I took it out, so what we're going to do now is we're going to put it back in uncovered. Before we do that, oh yes, I have some more cascabel. Did you guys really think that was it? Come on. You're going to top this with the rest of your cascabel cheese that I reserved back a little bit. You're going to place back into your 200 Celsius degree oven for another 10 to 15 minutes. Again, guys, your oven may vary, so it may be a little bit longer, as mine did. Don't know why, it's about 300 degrees in the shade here in Malta tonight, but I guess my oven just took its time. Right, so this is going back into the oven until this is all melted and a little browned, and I'll bring you back when it's all out of the oven and done. Alright guys, our torta or meso has just come out of the oven. I don't know if you can see, but it's still bubbling. It's lava hot. So you want to let this obviously cool down. But as you can see, the cheese on the top has gotten lovely and browned and of course melted. So I'm going to let this cool down and we're going to serve this up. Wow guys, if you can smell this, it's incredible, honest to God. Right, so I've let it cool a bit. It's still quite warm. And then you can heat it up later. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and cut this into a slice. I'm using a bit of a serrated knife so everything doesn't smush out. Right. So we have the piece cut. And voila. It's beautiful. A little warm still, but absolutely stunning. Guys, I can smell the peppers, the cheese, the tomatoes, the spices, everything. It is so good. It's unbelievable. You can see the layers in there. It's really fantastic, guys. And all that's up to do is eat. You can actually go ahead and garnish this with some more olives, which I will do. And maybe a few cherry tomatoes, just to let people know what's inside. And guys, that's it. Bring this to the table, serve, and your friends, family, relations, whoever will love you and thank you. Guys, thanks so much for watching this episode of Memories of Macedonia. My Facebook page, as usual, will be below. There'll be a couple of pictures. And guys, please share, subscribe, comment. I love all of your comments. And we'll see you next time on Memories of Macedonia. Follow Novo, which means thank you very much. Aida Prieto. Ciao, ciao.